Hi there. So in this section, we're going to look at dividing monomials. So we'll just go ahead and dive right in. First example says that for many years, your salary at Hostess had been calculated using this function here, let's forget to do that, of x equals 800x plus 40,000. And X represents the number of years that you worked at Hostess. Due to a corporate takeover, your salary is now being calculated using a new function, which is half of your old function. So they want us to write a new function, n of x, that can be used to calculate our salary. So n of x, our new salary, would be equal to our old salary divided by 2. And what I want us to clean this up, and written like this is the same as each individual term is being divided by 2. 40,000 divided by 2. Okay, so we can clean that up. 800 divided by 2, of course, that's 400x. 40,000 divided by 2, 20,000. That would be now how you would find your new salary. Okay. All right, the point in showing you that is that whenever we are dividing by a monomial, whenever you divide by that one term, every term in the numerator is going to get divided by that denominator, okay? And so that's what you're seeing here below when you're dividing a polynomial by a monomial. Take each term in the numerator and divide it by that monomial term in the denominator. So here in the example here on the front page, I am going to look at doing the right-hand column here with you, okay? So in letter B, I am taking each term up top and dividing it by 7m squared. As you get more comfortable with this, you might not need to do this next step, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it as I just showed that previous example. I'm going to take each term up top and I'm going to divide it by 7m squared. And then we're going to use our rules of division. You know, we're going to reduce our fractions if we can. And then for our letters, we're going to ask ourselves, where do you have the most? How many more? So 11/7, of course, cannot be reduced. But where do you have the most m's? Up top, one more. Okay. Then the next term, 21 divided by 7, that's going to give me a 3. What happens to those m's? Cancels out, right? Because they're the same. So m squared divided by m squared, they're going to cancel out. So that would be our final answer there. 11/7 m minus 3. All right, let's move on down to D. So again, everything up top is being divided by the 7m squared n squared. Again, I'm going to burn a step and show that. Everything's being divided by the 7m squared n squared. All right, so the first term, 14 divided by 7, of course that's 2. Where do you have the most m's? Up top. How many more? Subtract, so 4 take away 2. Where do you have the most n's? Also up top. How many more? 3 take away 2. Just 1. You can write n to the first power if you like. Move to the next term. I didn't write that. That's 42. 42 divided by 7, that's going to give us 6. Where do you have the most m's? Up top. How many more? Just 1. What happens to those n's? They're the same on top and bottom, right? So they cancel. Move to our last term. I cannot reduce 12/7, so I just have a minus 12 over 7. What happens to the m's? They're the same, so they're canceling out. Where do you have the most n's? On the bottom. How many more? So 2 take away 1. Just give you a 1 on the bottom, so 7n. That would be my final answer. Okay. Letter F is just written in a different format, but what it's saying here is that every term is being divided by 2x. So I'm just going to say then, I'm going to write it like this. Every term here is being divided by 2x. So now I'm going to reduce now. So 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. Where do I have the most x's? Do you agree? Up top. One more. Next term, 2x divided by 2x. Anything divided by itself is 1. And the last term, 22 divided by 2. Oops, that should be a minus sign. So minus 11, and your x's are on the bottom, like that. Okay, and that would be our final answer for that one. All right, let's flip it over. On the back page here, you just got a couple of examples. I will look at example 2 with you, and example 3, I showed all my work, and plus I give you a hint down here in terms of how to set it up. Okay, so I think you'll be good to go with that one. All right, so here it says the area of a rectangle is given by this expression, and the width is given by 6x. They want us to find an expression for the length. So we know the formula for area of a rectangle is length times width. And now let's fill in the pieces that we know. They tell us that the area is this expression, so 15x squared plus 12x. And it tells us that our width is 6x. So I don't know my length, but I know my width is 6x. And I'm trying to solve for this length. So if I'm trying to solve for L, I want to get closer and closer to getting L all by itself. This is multiplication, so to undo multiplication, just divide. And whatever you do to one side, do to the other. I do it to all of the terms. Okay, so that way it cancels out over here, just leaves me with my length. Now I reduce, so 15 over 6, that can be reduced. I can divide them both by 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Where do you have the most x's? Up top. One more. Plus 12 divided by 6 is 2. What happens to those x's? Cancel out. And that then would be your expression for the length. Okay. All right, that finishes up this video. Thanks a lot. Bye.